Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. We are from the Skins group. We'll present about how the skin responds to the stress. So, stay tuned.
Okay guys, according to the dermatologist Dr. Anil Butraja, the stressor can be manifest in our skin. It can trigger the skin problems such as acne, eczema and the hair loss. Prof. Gerard, who written the textbook, had done the case study to his student named Linda. Let's listen to the Linda's story. Linda was a PhD student. Her face was breaking out when he was in the campus. One September, she told Prof. Gerard that she is not breaking out anymore. She explained that each summer, she will leave the campus and return home to release her stress. So what happened is, during the summer, her skin was very smooth, okay, no more acne. But when September came and the school started, she break out with acne again. So she concludes that the lecturers and the school put too much pressure on her, and she also saying that she manifested his stress in her skin, and her skin can be the indicator to measure her level of stress. However, she believed that she can control the response. Okay, let me explain how do our skin respond to the stress. How do our acne relate with the stress? Basically, when you feel stress, our body will release the stress hormone like cortisol hormone and adrenaline hormone to our body. So this cortisol will cause the increase of oil production in our skin glands, which can lead to clog pores and acne breakout. Okay guys, furthermore, the stress also can impact the skin's ability to conduct electrical current and the skin's temperature. Okay guys, let's look how the skin's ability to conduct the electrical current are affected by the stress. Okay? During stress, the perspiration increase because of the cortisol hormone release. So perspiration process or sweating will release salty fluid, or we call it sweat or peluh. Okay? As sweat contains salt, it can conduct electric, and skin is a good insulator. When the perspiration increase, the sweat release also increase, and it will increase electrical conductance. Okay, it can be measured by a galvanometer. Okay, so this measure is called galvanic skin response, GSR, or also known as electrodermal response. Okay, the GSR refers to changes in sweat gland activity, as I mentioned before, that are reflective of the intensity of our emotional state, especially during stress. Meaning that it can detect whether we are stressed, or we are in the happy condition, or we are nervous. So GSR can detect our emotional state. Okay, hence because of that, the GSR can be a major part of the lie detector test. Okay, if a person is lying, the skin resistance is lower due to the production of more sweat. Okay, and their hands are colder. However, since us can control our nervousness, which it can affect our level of skin moisture, this lie detector test might be inaccurate. Okay, so a good liar may have a low GSR than a nervous innocent suspect. This is one of the example of the GSR equipment that used to measure our emotional state. So we can use this equipment to test our level of stress.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Fahmatin Jarida binti Abdul Rahman as the second presenter for this group, and today I would like to present about the skin temperature that was affected by stress. During stress, the surface temperature of the skin decreases. This is because of the hormone that called norepinephrine that constrict the blood vessel of the skin of our arms and legs. For example, it makes the fingers and toes feel colder during stress than the otherwise. So our skin will appear pale due to this vasoconstriction. Okay, so maybe you often hear that people look pale like white as ghost. This is because of the vasoconstriction that happen during the stress. Okay, the stress can has some effect on our skin temperature, such as in some people, chronic stress causes a persistent low-grade fever between 37 to 38 degrees Celsius, which other people will maybe experience some spike in body temperature that can reach as high as 41 degrees Celsius when they are exposed to an emotional event. And in other situation like fight or flight response, also known as the acute stress response, refer to a psychological reaction that occurs in the presence of something that is terrifying, either mentally or physically. Maybe the example is like when we are having or facing bear or tiger that chasing us. Okay, so the common sign maybe appears like cold, pale skin, sweating, dilated pupils, and dry mouth. Okay, why does the skin becomes cold and pale in acute stress? First, it is because of the severe vasoconstriction that reduces the blood flow to the skin of the affected areas. That's why it causes the skin surface to feel cold to touch and to have a white color. The pale white color is due to virtually no blood flow to the skin. So the flight response causes a few common signs like cold, pale skin, because of the blood flow to the surface of the body is reduced, so that the blood flow to the arms, legs, shoulder, brain, eyes, ears, and nose can be increased. There are few studies on the skin temperature. First, that was found by Chen in 2014. She suggested that skin mast cells are activated by stress, and in turn, they also produce stress hormones and inflammatory factors. This could lead to a vicious cycle of stress-induced inflammatory events. Indeed, mast cells have been implicated in numerous skin diseases including acne, atopic dermatitis, psoriasis, and pruritus. Okay, so in other study that was done by Herborn, Graves, and Jerem in 2015, found that acute stress triggers peripheral vasoconstrictions that causing a rapid short-term drop in skin temperature in homeotherms. It supports that the skin temperature change as a potential marker of acute stress intensity. Okay, I would like to show you a video. This video is by a dermatologist, Dr. Peter Webb, that he recognized stress could affect the skin, it can lead to the breakouts, to the rashes, hair loss, and he suggested that mind and body has connection that can trigger the skin disease. So he suggested to reduce the ways to reduce stress, and beside that he can prescribe the pills and creams.
Here in my dermatology office, I'll often see a patient whose skin problem has gotten a lot worse lately. And as we talk about what could be causing this flare, I'll sometimes say, skin problems often get worse with stress. And the patient's face will light up and they'll say, yeah, this all started when I got divorced, when we had a new baby, when I lost my job. What kind of skin problems get worse with stress? Well, the answer is almost any. Acne in young people gets worse at exam time, and it gets worse right at prom time. Rashes, like eczema and psoriasis, which are basically hereditary red, itchy, scaly skin conditions, they get worse with stress. Hair loss, even aging, wrinkled, blotchy skin, we can read the stress in the faces of our friends. How does stress affect the skin? Well, there are many examples of the mind-body connection. When we're under stress, we sleep differently, we have different energy, our appetite might change, and our immune system is changed. For example, the virus infection of the skin that's a painful blistering condition called shingles happens to people when they're under stress and their body's immune system doesn't fight off the virus. Well, the good news is there's lots we can do to help the skin in spite of the stress. As a dermatologist, I can prescribe creams and pills and procedures that can help to make the skin better. There's a lot of skin problems we can't cure, but we can always help with the symptoms. Knowing that stress is part of the problem opens the door to stress management. I suggest that patients get a lot of sleep, eat a good diet, get some exercise, avoid the things that can make stress worse like caffeine and alcohol. It can be very important and helpful to have a good friend that you can share your struggle with. Sometimes a therapist is helpful. Some patients find they have a spiritual life that can help them in the times of stress. When you're talking with your doctor about skin problems or any medical problems, remember to be open and honest about stress. Bottom line, stress is always with us, and the things that give us stress in our lives are usually completely out of our control. That's what makes it so stressful. But the stress can be managed, and in the end, that will help your skin.
As the summary, we know that when we stress, our body will release the stress hormone like cortisol and adrenaline. The cortisol causes the increase of the oil production to our skin glands, so that might lead to clog our pores, and it may the acne, and it can make the acne breakouts. Okay, I would like to recommend some 5 easy de-stress ways, especially to make your skin look better. Okay, first, maybe you can notice what things or what event or situation that can trigger to your stress. So maybe from that you can manage and control the stress factors. Okay, and then you should hydrate and drink more water, and then you can have a little facial massage, and also you can give yourself some treat and pamper your skin. And also the last one is maybe you should get an early sleep. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
ولا تهنوا ولا تحزنوا وأنتم الأعلون إن كنتم مؤمنين. So do not weaken and do not grieve, and you will be superior if you are true believers.